Right.
Right, it looks like we're live.
Yay.
On YouTube and see if it's worked.
Yeah.
Right, it hasn't yet. Oh, it says we're live, but we haven't came up yet.
Well, let's have a look. If anybody
I've got the notification from YouTube saying we're live, but
yeah, it's just come up there with the zero viewers. Yeah.
We're on. Right, Paul. We haven't got anyone watching yet, man. Paul, do you wanna? Oh no, we have. We've got two. Paul, do you wanna chuck the tweet out and then we'll?
Yeah, definitely. I'll do that now.
Yeah, well, before we officially start, we'll just wait. Jordan's here, and then we've got a few viewers coming in now.
Hello, Jordan.
Right, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining our stream. Welcome back to Fans React. Of course, I hope everyone's well. Just a little live stream today before the match. We've got a few little talking points that we're going to go through. Talk about Sunderland so far, and we'll see where the conversation goes. I guess if you've got any suggestions for comments, just on the live chat already. Jordan Newcomb on the chat. All right, lads. All right, mate. Jason Ashman as well. Hello, mate. How you doing? Just put yourselves on there. Any questions? Anything you want us to talk about? Anything you want to say? Just pop it in there, and we'll get around to talking about it. I'm sure. Of course, we are joined today by the host of Way Down South, member of the channel, of course, and of my Sunderland 11. It's Matthew Lee. Matthew, how are you, mate?
You all right? Yeah, just struggling to get myself out of bed, but apart from that, I'm doing good, mate.
I was going to say, it's probably the earliest you've woke up in Yorkshire.
It's probably the earliest I've woken up this year, so.
And, of course, the face that runs the place, the gaffer of the channel, the host of Fanscast, the man behind the Twitter account of Mackham Tweets, it's Paul, a.k.a. SAFC Fans React. Paul, how are you?
I think that's the best introduction I've ever had. Thank you very much. I'm good. It's nice to be involved in doing a live stream on here as well. So thanks very much, mate. It was a great idea. Let's hope everybody enjoys it.
Yes, I think the reason why I wanted to do it was just, to be honest, because sometimes I just got nothing to do before the game. Obviously, I would normally be quite busy in the morning before the game until about 1-2 p.m. But just sat waiting for 3 p.m. to roll around. I think it says a lot when it gets to 2 p.m. and you're excited just to hear the lineup.
Oh, I know. And then you're disappointed when you hear the lineup.
It feels like a landmark in the day. It's like, oh, here's the lineup, get in.
Yeah, I'm just getting.
Of course, on the live chat, Philip Stout, nice one, you Black Cats. Jason just woke up. I think you're in the same boat as Matthew.
Nice one, Jay.
Well, it was a late night for us as well. Well, not for Matthew, I suppose, but we stayed up quite late, just talking crap on here, didn't we? So
it's very enjoyable though. To anyone watching, all right, David Alagar, morning to you too, mate. Anyone watching, we set up a little thing on StreamYard, which is what we're using to stream today. Just to literally run through what it was we were going to do and make sure that everything was planned out. And I think we ended up staying on for about 2.5 hours, and we were just talking about absolutely everything. Yeah,
it was a good laugh.
Yeah, of course, on the live chat, as I say, any suggestions, we'll get them in. But I think we'll get started. So the problem so far this season for Sunderland, and it'll go as no surprise what I'm about to mention, a lack of goals. I think a lot of people blamed the negative system under Parkinson, and it's clear that we weren't scoring goals. But of course, under Lee Johnson, we're still not scoring as many as we want. I know we scored 4 against Lincoln, but the 0-0 draw against Northampton and a few other results. We're just going to pass it round. Matthew, I'll start with you. What do you think is causing the lack of goals?
Well, poor finishing. Was a collection of things. Poor finishing, lack of creativity. Just not. I mean, we have the ball in the final third, and I think McGeady touched on this one of his interviews that he did recently. He said, we're getting the ball there, but it's just our sort of the end product isn't really there. I feel no one really wants to take, just sort of take control of the team a little bit, and want to prove something to everyone else, and you know, we get the ball through to our strikers, but I think the strikers seem so low on confidence. And you know, even Charlie Wycombe, I know he scored a few goals this season, but he had a few chances against, you know, Northampton, for example, and you know, it just wasn't clinical enough. And you know, that's why we need the players in the January window. You know, it's just a collection of things, really. But also, I think there's a lack of belief in the squad as well. I mean, that's what Lee Johnson said. Lack of belief. Not many of the players actually believe that they can win. You know, so again, it's just a collection of things. Just being very clinical. You know, for your end product. And yeah, I mean, striker situation now. We probably have, I think, the worst strikers in the league. So that's probably one of the reasons why. You know, with I mean, you know, you can say White scored some goals this season, but his all-round game, he's not a very good player. Same with Grigg, same with Graham, and I mean, O'Brien sort of impressed against Port Vale, but then again, that's just League Two Port Vale. Whether he'll start today, I do not know. But yeah, that's what I have to say.
Yeah. Just quick on the live chat, AJJ says Jaden Stockley from Preston, striker of the Championship's being linked. I've seen that as well.
All right.
See, as much as I'm not going to sit here and say we've got the best strikers in the league, in fact, we've probably got some of the worst, really, in terms of options. I think it's more down to a lack of creativity. I don't think we're making the most of the ball. I was doing a little bit of research a few days ago, and over our last 3 games, we've had an average of 3.3 shots on target, and our average possession's been something like, I want to say something around about 60%. You compare to some of the teams in our league, Lincoln, I think it was 51%, having 5.3 shots on target. So I just think we're not making the most of the ball, and I think that comes down to a lot of creativity. Yeah, Paul?
Yeah, definitely. We do lack creativity in midfield. We've said that for ages. We lack pace as well. But the main reason, nobody can deny, the main reason we're not scoring goals is we've got shit strikers. That is ultimately the main reason. We signed Danny Graham in his mid-50s, thinking he's going to come and score goals for us when he couldn't do it when he was in his prime. So for me, pointless signing. We should have kept Lafferty. He would have done a better job. We've seen our strikers have chances. Griggs had chances right in front of goal. Even Wyke, who, God forbid, I can't believe we're saying thank God for Wyke. Do you know what I mean? Like, if it wasn't for him, where would we be in the league? Because even like we used to have sort of Maguire and Gooch kicking in with a few goals. That's not happening really. Thank God McGeady's back as well. He's helping with that creativity that we've been missing. So yeah, there is a few problems with midfield creativity. Definitely pace. Hopefully Winchester's going to address that a little bit. But as for the main reason, it's got to be the fact we've got shit strikers. Can I also just say good morning to Dave Algar? He comes on this channel regularly. Thanks. Also, Jack Dodds, the comments can be viewed in this software. I didn't know if you were aware.
Oh,
I've just noticed that if you click on the,
I can see them now. All right,
comments
we've got
there,
it on my phone off then. Right.
yeah.
Yeah, clearly Philip Stout on the live chat agrees with Matthew there, saying, agrees with Lee Johnson, rather, saying Lee Johnson's right now. We need to believe and keep the faith, totally. Jordan on the chat says, so it's been heard that Lee Johnson might have second thoughts on keeping Dan Neil instead of loaning him out. Do you think that keeping him is best option? I heard that as well. I think I seen it on Roker Report possibly that Johnson was having second thoughts about it. I mean, personally, I think our main problems this season in terms of scoring goals isn't necessarily the forward line, Paul. I would slightly disagree with you. I think it's maybe a lack of chances created in midfield. I don't think we're making the most of the ball. I think when you're playing 3 centre midfielders like Ledbetter, Power and Scowen, I don't think either of them are particularly talented going forward. Obviously, we know Ledbetter with his age and the style of appearance, he's going to sit back. I think Scowen's more suited to just, as he calls himself, the rat, just, defending and getting him players' faces. A bit like a Kanté type player.
So are you saying we've got quality strikers then?
No, I'm to clarify, I'm not saying we've got quality strikers. I'm just saying I don't think they're getting the best service at the moment. I think Power sits back far too much and doesn't really commit himself. So I'm putting a little bit more emphasis on the midfield. I definitely think Dan Neil's got something to offer. I mean, my case would be when he comes back from an injury, which is expected in the next few weeks, I believe. Luke O'Nien, I think his time at Wickham, he was an attacking midfielder, scored plenty of goals, set plenty up. And in the odd time he has played further up the field for us, I think he's he's proven that that he can score goals. MK Dons at home's one standout for me. He had a great game at Burnley away in the cup early on last season. But Dan Neil, definitely, I would definitely give him a run in the team. Jordan, Matthew, we'll go to you first.
Well, with Dan Neil, I think it's a difficult one because we get these young players, and just because they're under the age of 22, 21, we all automatically think, oh well, they're a brilliant player, get them straight in the team.
Definitely, yeah.
But then again, Dan Neil, he has shown his quality on a few occasions. I think he was all right against Port Vale. He's played all right in the other EFL Trophy games. So I think he could be there for a bit of backup. I think he might not be ready yet to play week in, week out, because they can show little good glimpses, but if you put them in every single week, then it's like putting Denver Hume in the team. I remember last season when we were playing him every single game, and then eventually, like he was like he'd forgotten how to play football because the fans were. I mean, he really struggled to play in front of away fans, I thought, because they really got on his back and they really intimidated him. So playing him every single game, we just didn't see that his quality really. So yeah, I think we've got to be careful with Dan Neil. Should we start him in the team? Only if there's an injury. I think it only takes about one or two injuries, and then he's straight in the matchday squad or even in the starting 11. You think, what if Scowen and say Ledbetter get a hamstring, for example? You got to have two midfielders on the pitch, and you got to have a midfielder on the bench, and just like that, he can be straight in the team. So I think you got to keep him as a bit of backup, because you don't want to be dragging some under-23s midfielder who you're not really confident about into the team. I'd rather have Dan Neil there behind. I'd have Dan Neil over Dobson for starters. I'd have him over Dobson.
I think it depends what game it is to me.
Even if they're playing against an under-11s team, I'd rather have Dan Neil over Dobson. So.
Oh, shouldn't be saying that in front of Jack.
In front of me, the founder of the defence league. I'm one of the only members of it, though. Paul,
you're the only member.
Matthew, one thing I want to ask you is, so I know it could change game to game, but I guess going into today then, a team that were only a point above the relegation zone, you would back us to win it every single time.
Yeah.
Who would your midfield three beat then if you weren't going to put Dan Neil in?
Well, put Scowen in there for example, because I don't think anyone's gonna get him out of the team. I'd like to say Winchester, but we actually haven't seen him in a Sunderland shirt yet. Hopefully, we will today. I'm not too sure. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. Let's be realistic. I think Power's going to be in there as well. If we are going to go up the way it is now.
I want to know who you would play, Matthew.
Who I would play today. Today in midfield, because I think Power's going to play right back. I'd play Winchester, Scowen, and Ledbetter. That's who I would play in the midfield three today.
Do you all think that's not a little bit negative?
Negative? Who else are we going to play?
Well, for example, you have got Neil and Embleton there. I'm not saying the
yeah, but
Embleton, but I'm just saying they're a bit more positive maybe than the others.
Well, yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying, but I don't really think Embleton's that sort of central midfielder. I mean, Carl Winchester, for what we sort of know of him, he could be the one getting the ball forward. He might have that sense of getting the ball forward, just like sort of how Power was in his first few games, where he was always very attacking minded and get the ball up the pitch, and as a result scored in his 2 goals in his 3 games or something like that. So yeah, I mean. I don't want to judge Winchester too much because he hasn't even played a game yet. But you say it's negative. We never know until we try. And it's that sort of thing. But that's who I would start today. I don't really rate Embleton as highly as maybe a lot of other people do, because I've only seen him a few times, and he was good against League Two opposition. But I mean, Embleton, he's only really ever played League Two, properly. Week in, week out. So I'm not too sure. I'm not getting too ahead of myself. But yeah, I'd put in our normal players, because they're the ones who've played the system every game. And yeah, that's what I'd do.
Oh, fair enough. Before we go to you, Paul, on Embleton, AJJ says 09 can be used as a link player. He did at Wickham with Big Acton Foundbar. Is it time to play him in that role? Personally, when he comes back from injury, I would definitely give him a role there. We've got an Arsenal fan in the chat, Jacob Kirkbride, morning to you as well. Hi, everyone. Good to see you. We have got a fashion question in the quiz, although it is heavily Sunderland related. Jordan and AJ, we'll get to your comments in a moment. But Paul, Dan Neil, would you bring him in?
Definitely. I tell you what, I know it's risky always putting in some younger players without much league experience, but for me, this is the perfect game to do it. A team that's struggling down right near the bottom of the table. I would start with them. I'd have Winchester in. I'd have Embleton in. I'd have Dan Neil in. I'd have Jack Diamond in. I'd fill it with youth and pace. And at half time, if it looks like we're struggling, then bring on, maybe Ledbetter or Power or Scowen. Definitely not Dobson, unfortunately. But
I wouldn't play with the either.
Yeah, no, I'm just winding you up, mate. I'm just winding you up. But yeah, I think today is the perfect opportunity to get some youth out there, see what they can do. Obviously, the manager knows what they can do. He'll be seeing them in training. He'll have seen them probably play in previous games. Sorry, I'm on about Winchester here. So, yeah, he'll know better than anybody. If they don't start, then I trust his judgment on it. But for me, perfect opportunity to get the young ones out there. Jack Diamond's proved how good he can be. He's been man of the match for me for the last few games. So get Dan Neil on. Get him. That's happened to me loads of times on the fancasts.
That's a nightmare. Go on, Paul. Keep speaking.
Yeah, I was just saying, get them out there, give it a shot. I think it's a perfect opportunity. If we were playing, top of the league teams and the top 6 teams, I probably wouldn't. But even if they do it the other way around, to see if they start with Ledbetter and Power and then put the young'uns on at half time, if we are winning 1-1, 2-0. But they definitely need to start getting some game time. I want to see them for a start off, do you know what I mean? So I want to see as much game time from the young'uns as possible in the league.
Yeah. I can imagine that getting clipped up somewhere like it. But
it's happened to me all the time.
I think we need to make it a bit different in midfield. I just think we're a little bit too negative, really, and we're not really getting players linking up with the strikers and creating chances. That's why we aren't scoring goals. Right, Jordan on the live chat says, would you leave Power at right back and then play O'Nien in midfield, hopefully alongside Winchester? I would. I'll get to that in just a moment. AJJ says, we lack left-footed players. Why did they let Ethan Robson go to Blackpool? Cost nothing, developed by the club, can play wing back or left of the 3, whatever. Totally, we're going to talk about this, I guess. I was absolutely gutted really when Ethan Robson went. I thought he was, every time he played for us, he looked like one of our better players, and I think he offered something that we didn't really have, which was a little bit height in midfield and a little bit creativity. Paul, go to you.
Any player like that, I think we should keep the squad. I'd like to keep them here. I mean, if they're definitely not going to get a game, then loan them out. Fair enough. But the young lads should be getting game time in this league. I don't care what anybody says. Starting with, Ledbetter and Danny Graham and on this, it's just not going to be good enough. I don't care what anybody says. This league, it's not like the Premier League where you get space on the ball. They're at your heels, They're like little dogs trying to bite your ankles. I've said this before. So we need these young players who play on the left, play on the right, whatever. Keep them with us.
Yeah, definitely. On the live chat, Juwan says, hi Jack, my little Pisces mate. David Argo happened to Kim York is injured. I think he's on his way back. He's in training.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think he's about to come back. I guess we can talk about Kim York as well.
Can I just say on Ethan Robson quickly?
Yes, sorry, Matthew. Sorry, I completely forgot.
Yeah. Thank you. I think he was one of those players that the club just got sick of because he just kept getting injured. And same with Watmore. They didn't offer Watmore another contract. And I think whenever Ethan Robson would try and come back in the team, he'd get another injury. That's what kept him out of the team. I think last season because he came back from a loan with who did he go on loan with, like Grimsby or something, and he was doing quite well at Grimsby last season. Yeah, I
want to say Grimsby, but I know Embleton went there, so I don't know if I'm saying that just because of that. But I think
he was at Grimsby.
On the live chat knows.
He was at Grimsby. I'm telling you, he was at Grimsby the first half of the season. Then he came back in from a 6-month loan because we thought, we'll bring him back into the team. And then straight away he got an injury, and then it kept him out for the rest of the team. So I think end of the season the club were like, look, he's at the age of like 22, 23 now, and he's spent all this time injured. We just thought, we could get another player, and he's very injury prone. They thought, I'll get him out and get Dobson in. So, Dobson was already there, but just things like that, really. But yeah, I think Ethan Robson, he was that sort of quite decent player. He came on a few times for us when we were in the Championship, done all right. sort of one of those players where he had to play because we had no one else. But I think he impressed, and we saw a lot of potential there. But just injuries again, who I think ruined this guy's career with us. But what, what's his name, AJJ? What he says about the left-footed players, I think he's completely right there. I don't know whether Winchester's left-footed. Do you know? I'm not too sure.
No idea. If he's not, then I think aside from whoever's playing left back, do we even have a left foot player in the start 11?
Yeah, but I'm not too sure. Like, who is left back in the team? I mean, McFadzean.
Human McFadzean, isn't it? Really?
McFadzean's the only left-footed players. I mean, if they're that good footballers, then they should be able to kick with both feet. I think Embleton can use his left foot as well. But
yeah,
I think it's something we do lack. I mean, McGeady as well. We've got a very strong left foot, just crosses into the box. I think we've got someone playing left wing who can just get the balls in the box. Like, that's sort of good enough. But yeah, that is true though. What we do lack, probably lack that depth in, the amount of options we do have. So we'll bring this left-footed player on, do this. But yeah.
AGG's next comment makes perfect sense. Read that one, Jack.
Yeah, definitely. Paul, I was just going to ask you about Ethan Robson. I'd already asked you, hadn't I?
You've already asked me as well.
Yeah, just to double check. Yeah. I saw AJ's comment there. I'm going to go to Jordan quickly, who said, "Will you leave Power at right back and bring 09 in midfield, hopefully alongside Winchester?" I mean, to keep it short, yes, absolutely. Paul?
Sorry, could you read that? See that again? I didn't quite catch that.
Jordan left a comment a little while ago, actually, saying, "Would you leave Power at right back and bring 09 in midfield, hopefully alongside Winchester?" To keep it short, I would just say yes, absolutely.
Well, I didn't see the cup game. I didn't watch. The only information I got from the cup game was from what Matthew Leeds told us. So I don't really know. Well, from what people say, he's played really well there. So if I get the argument of saying you shouldn't put people out of position when we've got somebody like Sanderson who can play in that position. Sanderson has impressed me as well when he's been on. I've quite liked him. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, so I don't really know enough to answer that one. I'll just go with whatever the majority say. If he does play today, I'd be interested to see how good he is. Put it that way.
Well, I would definitely give him a shot there. So I think he's done okay since he's been there, and to be honest with you, it gets him out the midfield. Matthew. Yeah, you'll play Power at right back.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, Power. Well, I mean, who else? I mean, midfield. Well, I don't know if 09 is going to come straight back into the team because
I think he's more meaning when he's back from injury, which
when he's back, trust me, I do want to see 09 in midfield because I do want to see him in that midfield sort of three. I do want to see how he sort of plays. Because again, that's another sort of attacking minded player who. He's learnt sort of how to defend playing right back, which he wasn't that good at when, in the first season in League One when he was put there every week. But now he's sort of learned that side of the game. I want to see him push on because I feel like he has something to offer in that sort of final third of the pitch. He could be the one with all that creativity that we're missing. And I think that's what Lee Johnson's found. He came into the club and the players who are already there, who've always played one position, can in fact, play other positions as well. So I do want to see 09 in midfield. Would I rather see Power or 09 at right back? It's a good question. I mean, I want to see how they. I've already seen how 09 at right back and Power in midfield. I haven't seen Power at right back, 09 in midfield. So I do want to see that for a game. Just see how it goes. Test it. Just test it because you never know. You never know. It might just be that secret formula to go up. But we'll have to find out. 09 still. Well, I don't think he's injured, but he's just. We have to give it time. I think I've never dislocated my shoulder, but I'm just presuming you have to give it time so it doesn't happen again. But hopefully we see him back in the team in the not so distant future. But yeah, I would like to see us try that.
Yeah, before we go to AJ's comment, which I definitely will get to, Paul, Jason Ashman on the chat says Winchester's left-footed. Oh, well,
that's good.
I guess that could be positive. Maybe he can be the player on the left side if we're going to keep Embleton playing the whole. Can I just say as well before, I think we've got some fantastic backgrounds here. I mean, Matthew's known for having a great background, but just saying Paul's as well on his telly. I've got me new flag up.
No expense spared with this. Safkan reactors there. There's just no expense.
Oh, no.
But yeah, I think I've always loved Matthew's black cat in the background. It looks well cool. Yeah.
Do you know when my dad put this brick wallpaper on the wall about 4 years ago now? I was so angry because I wanted this other wallpaper, this nice wallpaper. I came home and he was trying to surprise me. I thought, what have you put that on the wall for? But I mean, after 4 years, I've put it to some good use now, haven't I?
Yeah.
Put the black cat on the wall. It's all right now.
Now that you're world famous, again, looks good. Before we go to Ages comment again, Graham Wright on the chat is morning, chap. Straight up, great. Thank you.
Morning, mate. Morning. Thanks for coming on.
Exactly. So yeah, AJ. So we bought Dobson instead of giving our homegrown players a chance. In hindsight, what was a better option with a salary cap in place too? I'm going to defend the club on that one slightly because Dobson came to the club just off the back of getting Walsall's Player of the Season, I believe at only age 20 or 21. I'm not going to get too much into Dobson at the moment. We're kind of late there. But I think I'm going to defend the club on that one where we might have had homegrown players coming through, but what we had there was, I think everyone at the time was excited by Dobson signing, and I say, to win a Player of the Season at the age of 20 or 21 in a league that we were going to try and go up from. I know Walsall did get relegated, but in all fairness, it wasn't until the last few games that they actually got confirmed they were going down. They were in the fight right till the very end, really. So for me, I'm going to defend the club on that one slightly. As well, I think sometimes one thing I would say is that maybe we don't always have youth players there to come through. It's all well and good to, I want to give the youth players a chance and whatever. But I think, if the players aren't there to give it a shot, then you have to look elsewhere. Matthew, I'll go to you first.
On Dobson, I'm
coming in. Should we have used youth players at the club instead?
Well, the comment about the homegrown players. I mean, first of all, people obviously love watching the sort of the local lads come through and get a chance. It's something you do like to see, and what the academy is there for. But just because they're homegrown players doesn't make them better players than others. And I think that's one thing people kind of need to realise a little bit more, that we are in a league now where we actually need players to get us promoted. Yeah, it's all well and good seeing us get these players to our academy and being very proud of them. But at the end of the day, if they're not good enough than the other players in the squad, then I don't think they should play. The signing of Dobson, I thought, look, this is a 21-year-old, however old he was. He came in the club after 100 professional career performances. I mean, what 20-year-old has 100 performances? So we thought, well, by the time this guy's 25, he could be one of the best players in the league. I think that was sort of our logic. Because when he signed, I think we asked Stuart Donald in the talking where, why did we sign Dobson? And he was like, well, one thing we're really attracted to was, see, this is what is wrong with the recruitment as well, is we were sort of attracted to how much he played games, but I don't think they really looked at is how he fit into a system and how he played. They sort of went off, same with signing Will Grigg. They went off how many goals he scored. They haven't analysed how he played games, how he moved around the pitch, how he sort of fit into a system. They didn't. The club don't look at that. I think they just look at what they've done before. So that gets on my nerves a little bit. But yeah, with the signing of Dobson, when he came in, I was really pleased with it. I thought in the friendly we played against that German team, he came on and he looked really good. He got the ball moving. He was, he brought a lot of the energy that he brought onto the pitch. The players looked sort of very slow, but he came on and he sped the game up a little bit. So I thought from then, he's going to be a good player for the season. And he was a big part when we went on that run-in last year now in January. When we beat Wickham, MK Dons, Oxford, he was a big part of that team, and we all thought that's the promotion team. So I don't really know where it's gone wrong for Dobson, really. He, at the end of the day, he isn't like a very good player. So he's nothing better than League One at the moment. But then again, I just want to remind people that this guy's only 22, 23 years old as well.
Literally.
And he's the same age as some of the academy players. So when people saying, get Dobson out, get Dobson out, get Dobson out, I'm like, you give these academy players a chance who are the exact same age as him. So you've got to remember that he's the exact same age. In maybe 2 or 3 years, he might be good, But again, this is my problem as well, is we can't wait for players to be good. You know, I'll keep him there and put him in the team now and then. We can't wait for players to be good because we actually need them to be good now, you know, to get us out of this league, you know. So it's a difficult one with Dobson. Do I think he should go? Well, I don't know. Maybe put him out on loan somewhere. But yeah, I think his contract doesn't expire at the end of the season, does it? Or does it?
I think it's in the next season. I could be wrong.
Yeah, because I'm sure he would have signed a longer contract than most other players because the club, you know, because of his age. But yeah, should we sell him? I don't think so because I still think that he's got a bit more potential and that he's not shown at the moment. But yeah, I mean, just like he reminded me a lot of how he plays now to how sort of 09 did in his first few games for the club. How he just didn't look very comfortable on the ball. How he got pushed off it really easily, and you know, no one rated 09 in his first few games. But then he came back into the team, and then he stayed there. So I'm not saying Dobson is going to do the exact same thing, but you know, we can sort of expect anything. And as people say, you know, football's strange. Anything can happen. You know, so I would give Dobson another chance to maybe prove himself because I'm waffling on a little bit here, but I've got one more thing to say. In the first season in League One, Ali Mozturk was left like out the squad for the whole season. We didn't see him, never seen him, and then he came back in for the. It was after we got beat 5-4 against Coventry. He came back in for the Doncaster game, you know. That was the first time he'd been in the league team for however many months since the August or September, and he played out of his skin. He played brilliantly. So could the same thing happen with Dobson? We never know.
Yeah, Paul. But before we go to you, Ages put a few comments on, saying, look at how many games Dobson had compared to other youth players, his age, time to give him time earlier, and then he makes a very fair point. I think, and he says that's my point. Keep the player development. Why keep them from 6 to 16 and do nothing with them? And I think if you look at the number of players we've had over the last few years who came right through the academy, just about to burst into the first team, and then we've just released them. It's unbelievable. I mean, Luke Molyneux is the first one that comes to mind. Reece Greenwood's another one. There's a lot of York. Owen, someone or other. There's a few that are up in Scotland now. Max Stryge. There's absolutely loads that come to mind. Anth Myers in that chat says, get up there, sexy boys. 3-0 to the Mackhams, FTM. Well,
hello, Anth.
Hello, Anth. Hopefully that'll be the result today. Joanne Punchin says, DP, I think that's her husband, says, saw him play one of his first games at Ipswich away and thought he was hopeless, and he's not changed his view since. Well, clearly he doesn't watch the same Dobson I'm watching. Thane says, you're all right, lads. But anyway,
right,
Paul, we'll get on to you. Dobson, should we have brought him in the first place?
Yeah, I think we needed to bring somebody in at that time. The only thing that worries me was we're signing him from a team that's got relegated, low on confidence, had a bad season. Even if he was the best player for them, I still don't quite like that idea. But you know, you've got to give the guy a chance. Like Matthew said, he's only young. But you go off performances, and when he's been on 90%, I'm not saying all the time, 90% of the time, I've been a bit disappointed. There was one game I really give him a really good rating. He did play well. He was. I like to say, I don't know what it is. I just like to see players attack more than defend, and he did it in this game. I think it might have been the Lincoln win. Did he come on for the second half for that?
He came on for about 5 minutes, not 10 minutes.
Oh, no.
I do think he made an appearance.
It must have been a different game. He was on for a while, and he was getting himself about in midfield. He looked like a different player. He looked like he was sort of bossing the midfield. He was looking to go forward, and I really rated him. But I'd say 90% of the time, I find him like frustrating to watch. So, should you put youngsters ahead of him? Not necessarily. I mean, it's up to the manager. He sees them. He sees what they're training like. I leave all them sort of decisions down to him. If the manager doesn't feel like one of the youngsters is good enough and Dobson should start ahead of him, then I'll trust them on that. Especially with me not getting to see that many of the youngsters play unless for example, instead of loaning them out, the good ones we should be keeping for cup games anyway. You know what I mean? Things like that. Just so the fans can actually get to see how they play. But yeah, for me, Dobson isn't great. I'm with Joanne's husband on that one.
Yeah, I think it's husband anyway. I just checked there. Dobson did come on against Lincoln for however long. It could have been 20 seconds, but I do think he came on for a little bit. I seen a comment that I really agree with. I think it was Thane. Yeah, Thane. Dobson's energy, which is important, but he can't make a similar pass half the time, which is something I agree with. I need to make it clear, I don't think George Dobson should be anywhere like near the starting 11 if everyone's fit. I just think he doesn't quite get the credit he deserves for what he does do, which is I think he defends quite well. I think if you have players around him that can move the ball quite well and go create, I think it takes the pressure off him to do that, and he can just focus on defending, which is clearly what he can do. I mean, he was a centre-back up until, I think, 17, and then he got moved into midfield when he was at Arsenal or West Ham under 21s. Dan Humphrey, hello to Dan, says Luke 09 has travelled.
Oh, Dan.
Squad, I assume.
How do you get that? Is it's secret sources? His sources confirmed.
He's followed by people on Twitter.
Apparently Oliver Young has travelled as well, which I'd be interested to see him get a bit of game time as well.
Yeah, player who I've liked. He's human. He's hard. I think he's looked good. Joanne said, well said, Thane, spot on. Well, great minds think alike. Molyneux is someone who should have kept 100%. Maybe not. It really frustrated us that he was about 22. He came all the way through. He'd actually made a few first-time appearances, 3, I think, and then we just shipped him out, and we never saw him again. 09 to possibly get some minutes off the bench in the second half, 10 to 15 minutes. Yeah, Thane, I would quite like to say that. DP said it would pass better than Dobson. He's shouting at your channel. Well, he can come on and argue his case then. I will admit, even though Thane says I will admit, even though I'm not a big fan of Dobson, he did play very well against Wimbledon at home, but was taken off in the first half, and that's something I agree with as well. I thought he played quite well before he got taken off at half time. We were talking about that, Paul, actually after the Wimbledon game, and I think it frustrated me when he got taken off. I think it was because we were chasing the game and Dobson was a bit more defensive, and we brought on Gooch, I think, for him, which if you're chasing the game, you want to have Gooch as opposed to Dobson there. Dobson is a good option to come on, see out the game for the last 10-15 minutes a game, but not a starter, says Thane. Thane, I think you make a fair point there. Jason Ashwin a little while ago said just after the run of form back in January last year, he got sent off against Blackpool. I've never seen him play at the same ability since. Maybe. Max Power was a player who who struggled getting when he got sent off a few times, and he's never looked the same player since. Thane, again, the chat is, like you said, Jack, even Greenwood, very talented, not really given a chance. Yeah, completely agree, mate. He even got a game in the Premier League, I think, but didn't really get a look in after that. And Gilesy, hello to Gilesy, friend of the channel, says, do you lads think Winchester will start? I believe we briefly touched on that beforehand earlier. Thane, I do make a lot of fair points. You do, mate.
He does.
Do you think Winchester? I think we talked about it earlier. I mean, personally, I don't see any problem in giving him a go.
Winchester should start. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if he's being brought in to play in the Scowen and Power role or in the Ledbetter role, or if we're even going to change things. I've heard people saying that he might be cover for Ledbetter as the holding midfielder. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's hard to see. I've never seen him play ever in any team, so I don't know anything about him. Yeah.
John Punch on the live chat. Sean's girlfriend says, if you're signing a 21-year-old in League One, he should be on his game. I guess so. Thane, I hope so. Paul, clearly agreeing with you. John, earlier, he's just put it again. Would you put McGeady striking and O'Brien on the wing if we don't have decent strikers?
O'Brien on the wing, no way. Have you seen him play on the wing?
I wouldn't. I kind of had Matthew's reaction to that. But
Jesus.
That does segue quite nicely. Aidan O'Brien, a player who I thought played quite well on Tuesday night up front. Obviously took his goal very well, but I think he had a few nice touches and linked up quite well. Paul, I know you didn't watch the game on Tuesday, but Matthew, thoughts on O'Brien on Tuesday? Does he get in up front for you today, or can he possibly maybe challenge for white spot?
Well, the thing is, I don't want to get people too ahead of themselves now, because Port Vale was only an average League 2 team he played against, and I don't even think they were at full strength. And we did sort of boss the game, but we weren't, I don't think, clinical enough. We scored, it was a very good through ball from Gooch to O'Brien, great finish, and then a penalty. So I think O'Brien should be playing up front. Listen, I would be happy if he got a chance in the team today. I would be happy if he got a chance. But I put him in at left wing. I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah.
He did play a lot there for Millwall. But I don't know how he would do it. Oh no. But yeah, so I don't know how he would do it at left wing. I think he's played there for one of our games before. I can't remember who it was against. But I just remember him not being great. But I never think of O'Brien as really a goal scorer, though. because he's just missed easy opportunities, you know. And I think one of the I heard one person talking about it, maybe a Millwall fan or something like that. He said, you know, he's good with the ball at his feet. You know, he's a neat and tidy player, but he's not a goal scorer. You know, he doesn't really score goals. So you know that's one thing to sort of think about as well. Chance today over Wyke, but yeah. So him on the left wing, I'm not too keen on that.
No, I wouldn't have one. I think, Paul, I know you didn't watch a game on Tuesday. If you want to duck out of this, it's fine. But have you got anything to say on that?
There has been little snippets of quality in his play. I've seen him do some good movements and pass the ball well. I don't know. I wouldn't put him on the wing, but I would be tempted to maybe start him behind two strikers, if you know what I mean. Say McGeady, you're just going to keep hold of it, yeah. Keep him behind, sort of. Say have McGeady and Wyke up front and have O'Brien just sort of behind them in the middle. That maybe be a better option. Christ, I can't even speak. So yeah, but I wouldn't like to see him on the wing.
It's too early in the morning.
I know. I need some more coffee.
Just quickly on the live chat, Thean Winchester coming for Ledbetter, in my opinion. Thean again says, I did say him for Barcelona. Oh, sorry, that's Iniesta. We've got Winiesta. Personally, I hope he's better. Gilesy, personally, I think most people are hyping him up. It's Port Vale, Wyke, the only one scoring in the league. Yeah, I wouldn't take Wyke out because he is scoring goals. But I think in terms of Port Vale, one thing I've noticed, I don't think it's much of a quality difference between League One and League Two. I mean, since we've been relegated to League One, just look at the teams that have came up from League Two and went up to the Championship. I mean, Wickham, Luton, Lincoln are up there currently.
Lincoln are top now, aren't they?
Lincoln are top. Very few teams I think have got relegated. I think Tranmere might be the only team that went straight down. So I don't think there's much of a quality between League One and League Two. A lot of the teams that got relegated didn't necessarily come straight back up as well. Gilesy, no, I already read that one. Thean, if we play it 4-2-2-2, I would have Scowen and Winchester in the middle, McGeady and Embleton behind White and O'Brien. That sounds decently fair. AJJ, Robson and Molyneux played for Fulwell FC, use local teams to develop, recruit and nurture our local talent. So many local players go to waste and fall out of love of the game. Yeah, fair enough, mate. Thean says, Luton, back-to-back promotions. Exactly, that was my point, really. And John says, since it's 15 minutes of the lineup, who would you play today? Well, we were going to get into that, but what we were planning on doing at 20 to 11 was starting my extraordinary quiz. I'm going to channel my inner Danny Collins as I'm the quiz master for today. Before we start, Paul, I know you weren't looking forward to the quiz necessarily.
Oh, I'm terrible, mate. Honestly, my memory is shocking. Like, I'll tell you, I can't remember what I had to eat for tea yesterday, but I'll give it a go. Can I also just say quickly from Twitter at that train guy? He's one of our lads, Graham, who does reactions. He's just sent us a little message on our team WhatsApp group saying, "Great show, chaps. I have it on in the background as I'm doing other stuff, but brilliant." So thanks for watching, Graham, mate.
Yeah, definitely. Matthew, looking forward to the quiz.
Yeah, I'm going to win. Let's go.
Easy.
So, obviously, we're chatting about this last night. Phones at the ready, lads, and you're just going to type your answers up and show them, and then we're going to have no choice.
I got like a little notepad here.
Oh, even better, Matthew. Paul, have you got something ready?
Me phone, yeah. That'll do.
To everyone on the live chat as well.
Google.
To everyone on the live chat as well. Google, yeah. It took us a minute to clock on there. Of course, this is for you to take part as well. If you've got we'll give you a minute or so to get your pen and paper down. Come on, lads, no cheating. We'll to get your pen and paper ready and stick your answers in as well. But maybe wait until Paul and Matthew have put theirs up first, and then they aren't gonna cheat. There is how many questions? 20 questions. We've got a tiebreaker, which I can ask as well, I guess, to chuck one in there. Let us know your score as well. We'll see who wins. But if we're all ready, we'll start.
Yeah, anybody that's got my phone number, just WhatsApp us the answers. That would be great.
Get in, Matthew lad. Jones is how are the lads? Right. So, former Sunderland player and Matthew's best mate, George Honeyman, was only loaned out to one club before moving to Hull City. Which club was it?
And they sent him back because he wasn't good enough.
Did they?
Yeah.
When When was this? Two seasons ago, was that?
He was loaned out. So it was loaned out. It was essentially before he broke into the first team, but he was loaned out to another club before. My point was he only got loaned out to one club in his time at Sunderland.
Right.
What Matthew, maybe wait there until Paul.
Yeah.
It's on the other side of this. Sorry.
All right. Okay. What I will say, Matthew, is that Honeyman's got the most assists in the league so far this season. Paul, have you got your answer ready?
Yeah.
Right. 3, 2, 1, show.
Oh.
Yes, it was correct. A point for both of you. Gateshead FC.
Yeah.
Team I've got a little bit of a soft spot for. Okay. Also loaned out to Gateshead was current Sunderland player, my favourite player in the squad at the moment, Lyndon Gooch. He was also loaned out to a fellow current League One club. Who was it?
When was this?
Before he broke into the first team, pretty much.
Right.
Just quickly on the live chat as well. Hi to Casey, Cameron, Jude. One Rules Vlogs, Charlie. Hi lads, how's it going? Hope you're well. Hope you're well too, mate. Jordan and Thane clearly got the answer right there as well.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, ready? 3, 2, 1, show. No idea. Doncaster Rovers, yeah. It was Doncaster Rovers. Well done, Matthew. No idea. You could have put any League One club. You might have got it right, Paul.
Yeah, I should have.
Okay. Since being relegated to League One under Chris Coleman, Sunderland have played 101 league games. How many goals have we scored? Now I'll allow for 5 goals leeway.
5.
Can I just go nearest one gets it?
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll go for that. But if you both get the answer, then you both get the yeah. Go on then. That's better.
Right. So in 101 league games, yeah.
101 league games. How many goals have we scored?
Jesus.
I mean, I wouldn't expect anyone to know off the top of the head, but you know.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Jordan said Doncaster got it right. Thane, I've got nothing. Thane, I would have thought you would have got that.
Right. I'm just going to take a guess. Yeah.
Right. Both ready yet?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, show. Oh, you said both either end of the correct answer. So Paul said 156. Matthew said 150. The correct answer is 152. So Matthew is just got that point. But
he doesn't need any more help. Christ.
Cracking effort.
Because we had a season of scoring every single league game, didn't we?
Yeah, so 203. AJJ says James Montgomery's goalkeeper played at Winchester at Forest Green, now at Gateshead. One Rovers Vlogs said 173. David Alcorn, not enough. Yeah, you're exactly right, mate. Jordan says 200. Joanne said 150. So, Joanne, well, after saying 203, Joanne's the closest on the live chat. Right, I feel a little bit harsh with this one, looking back, but we're going to go with it anyway. What I would say is, if the answer doesn't come to you, just think who might it have been. So, in Jack Ross's first season in charge, Sunderland beat Rochdale at home 4-1 on the 22nd of September 2018. There were 2 goal scorers that day. Who were they?
God.
I'm just looking at Paul. As I would say, I would just say try and think like logically as opposed to who scored those goals. Do you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Got it.
That's a good pointer. If you let us know when you're both ready.
I've put one down. 2 goals.
I feel as if Matthew's the type of lad to know this. He can recite any goal scorers from any game.
Aye. I'm just gonna have to. Well, I'm guessing both of them actually, but I'm just gonna put somebody down here.
Just let us know when you're ready, Paul. I think Matthew's ready at the moment.
Yeah, I know this is wrong, but hopefully one of them might be right.
3, 2, 1, short. McGeady Power, Josh Magdalene and Cooch. Yeah, Matthew's right again.
Yeah, because Madger put us 1-0 up. Lyndon Gooch scored a penalty, and then Madger put us 3-0 up, and then Lyndon Gooch scored like cutting on his left foot and put it into the corner. I remember that.
Yeah, Jordan Thane and Casey got that one right. One of his vlogs said Madger and Maguire. Joanne, sorry about that. Saying Maguire. I see one name and the other one just springs to mind. You know what I mean? Like phasing apart them two. Right. Yeah. It was. I was just looking at some results, thinking, could I do a question like that? And I knew straight away. Oh, go Jamal just scored 2 each that day, so I just thought I'll ask that question. Right. Okay. Question 5. Between Aidan McGeady and Chris Maguire, 36 goals have been scored since we got relegated to League One under Chris Coleman. Who scored more?
Oh, Ian McGeady or Chris Maguire? Right. I'm ready.
Both ready, yeah? 3, 2, 1, sure. You went.
Nope.
Both said McGeady.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Chris Maguire.
Shit.
What?
I would have thought you would have got that because McGeady got frozen off the team for a year.
Yeah, I still thought that's what made us think. I thought because he's been out for a year, it's going to be a bit of a trick question. I just thought it was McGeady. Anyway,
I thought on Danny Collins' quiz, he asked McGeady the same question. McGeady scored.
No, that was a slightly different question. That was who scored more goals for Sunderland, which is McGeady, but obviously he played a year before Maguire came. And you got the live chat. Yeah, come on, you should have got that.
Yeah.
Charlie,
It's-
and Jordan both said Maguire.
it's all right for them, lot. They wait until they see our answer and then type it, innit?
Right, yeah. We'll get on to the next question then. So, current Sunderland manager Lee Johnson played for many clubs over his career. Which 2 clubs currently in the Championship did he play for in his playing days?
Oh God.
One of them you should get very easily, in my opinion. Thane says, remember Maguire scored 10 last season.
Are they both in the Championship? Did you say?
But both currently in the Championship.
Right, I'm not cheating here, but I'm going to have a look at the Championship table.
That's fine. Just don't look at the live chat.
All right, I won't look. Right, I'm pretty sure of one of them. I'm going to guess the other one.
I was going to say, I think one should be fairly obvious.
Right, okay, I'm ready.
Matthew?
Yep.
Right, sure. What's your first one? Right, we just both got Bristol City, right? But the other one was Derby County.
All right.
Oh, played for Nottingham Forest in League One. Was that it?
Played for Derby, mate.
I swear I've seen him in a Nottingham Forest shirt.
Nah, I think so.
Somebody Google it and let us know if he's
According
played
to
for Nottingham Forest.
Wikipedia, not so. On the live chat, I mean, if it was Nottingham Forest, I will give you the point. I'll make a little note. But I'm absolutely convinced that he didn't play for Forest. On the live chat, Joanne said Bristol and Luton, so Joanne got one. Thane and Charlie both said Bristol as well. Charlie saying Barnsley, Thane saying Forest.
Charlie.
But then Thane said, why the hell did I say Forest?
Yeah, Charlie. One Rovers vlogs. He was on the same thought wavelength as me. One Rovers vlogs a really canny lad. Actually, should go over.
He's always watching.
Check his channel.
Very reliable Wikipedia. Well, Thane, what can you do?
Do we get a point from Bristol City?
You what?
Do we get a point from saying Bristol City?
Nah, I think you got to get them both for that one. I think Bristol City's an obvious one. Like,
yeah, so give us it. At least give it to me.
If one of you's got it, then maybe. But anyway, so who is Sunderland's all-time top goal scorer? Matthew, if you don't get this, I'll be very disappointed.
Do you know what?
I asked you this question the other day on Skype, and you didn't know, and I told you the answer.
Well, is it not the obvious? Is it not?
I don't know, who's the obvious?
Well, I'm putting the obvious down. I could be wrong.
Joanne says never played for Forest. Just Google. Thank you, Joanne, for doing that. I did think so.
Right, I'm ready.
I think Matthew's just writing down.
I can't even.
Like 3, 2, 1, sure. Oh!
I don't even remember who you said. I just wrote down Danny Graham.
Here, who's got that right, is Joanne. It's Bob Gurney.
Yeah, I remember
In all
that.
fairness, he did play from, I think, 1925 to 1950. So
Yeah, so Joanne was around then. I wasn't.
It says Danny Graham or John Stead. No, a lot of people think Kevin Phillips, but I think in that era, I mean, I remember reading this book, very good book, by the way, Match of My Life, loads of different Sunderland players, and that's how I knew that answer. Loads of different Sunderland players recalling their story as a player, and I think it was actually a point in time when they played a game on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day and Boxing Day, and I think he played for 25 years, so it'd be disappointing if he didn't. I think it's around about 225 goals he scored, but the player who's in second scored 221, so it's quite tight. Joanne says DP knows his football, cheeky sots. Charlie's laughing on the chat. Right, next question. So, because I thought Matthew would have got that one, I thought I was being a little bit harsh on Paul there. Paul, I went with a question that you should get the answer to here.
Yeah.
In Paul's My Sunderland 11, he named both Nicky Summerby and Alan Johnston, players who played at the same time for Sunderland on the wing. But which player scored more goals for Sunderland? Joanne punching, never mind laughing, Charlie. They won't look as good as me. It's 48-49.
I'm not far off it. I'm 43 now, so.
Yeah. You've been telling us 43 for a while, haven't you, Paul?
Well, yes.
Right, are you both ready?
Yeah.
Sure. Oh, it's Paul getting the right answer there, along with Joanne, Jordan, and David Algott on the chat. Another question, AJJ says, do any of you play football or just share your views on social media? I've played football for quite a long time, but I don't anymore.
Nah, I played a little bit at school. Obviously, you can tell by me being belly, I don't play much now at all.
I only play five-a-side. That's it.
Play at the odd time for fun. Fill in for one of my mates' teams, five-a-side or something occasionally. All right, okay. The next one. Anyone who listens to Graham Falk's podcast will get this one. I think it's fairly known trivia. So, ex-Sunderland player Julio Arca was pictured with what as a young child in Argentina? Well before his years at Sunderland began.
Pictured with something.
With something.
Do you know, Matthew, or not?
No idea.
Can you give us a clue? Is it?
I'll give you a clue.
A thing or...
Right. Okay. I'm going to go with that.
Matthew, are you ready?
Yeah.
World Cup. Sure. Matthew's the only one to get it right there in the Sunderland shirt. It was in the yellow away kit.
Right. I didn't think it would have known Sunderland.
As a kid in Argentina before, he didn't even know who Sunderland were. Just on the live chat, Thean says, I haven't played for a while. Rugby, what positions did you play? And do you know about anybody who's made it in the game? I played all over in my time, really playing probably a defensive midfielder, probably for the longest period of time. But I was a forward as well for a little while. Do I know anyone who's made it? I know a few of my mates are in kind of non-league setups or academy setups. Paul?
I don't know anybody like personally that's made it, but I know Jordan, who's in the chat. He's played football with Dan Neil, so that's quite interesting.
Matthew?
No people personally. I mean, not really personally. No. And where I played a lot of years in goal, and I absolutely hated it because all I wanted to do was just be out on the pitch running around. But yeah, no. If I was to play anywhere now, I'd be up front because I couldn't finish anything.
Well, interesting. One Rovers Vlogs and Jordan both had Sunderland shirt. Thean said during Jack's time, 5 league titles and the Golden Boot winner. That was me, Thean. That was me. So, question 10. Which former Sunderland striker did John Terry say this about? He is probably the best in the air he is probably the best in the air in the entire Premier League.
John Terry said that, did he?
About a former Sunderland striker.
Right, okay. Ready?
Ready, Matthew?
Yep.
Sure. Oh, neither of you's got it right, but guess who did get it right? Both Thane and Chris Scott, and I try to hi to Chris. Speak on Twitter sometimes. Joanne said Niall Quinn. John Stead.
Who was it?
It's not John Stead. It's Kenwin Jones.
Okay. Question 11. So, one of the best goals and most well-known goals ever scored at the Stadium of Light was by Carlos Edwards, a man who I've got the pleasure of speaking to on Monday afternoon. Just plug that. In a 3-2 win against Burnley in the 2006-2007 season, that got us promoted from the Championship. But which former Newcastle player assisted him whilst playing for Sunderland?
Right, could you just read that one again quickly? And Matthew, I think the team's news is there. Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a bit pause as we're about halfway through, and then we'll talk about the team and then go back to the quiz.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I can't believe I didn't get Kenwin Jones. He was absolutely brilliant in the air, wasn't he?
He was one of my childhood heroes, Kenwin Jones. So yes, so one of the best and most famous goals ever scored at the Stadium was by Carlos Edwards in a 3-2 win against Burnley in the 2006-2007 season under Roy Keane, which promoted us from the Championship. But which player who played for both Sunderland and Newcastle set them up?
Christ.
It's a hard question. It's one of those where you get it or you don't, but then I feel as if there's a big hint.
That was after Lee Clark, wasn't it? Or was it Lee Clark?
Manager, Roy Keane was manager.
No, who passed him the ball.
Oh.
Hang on. Let's have a look.
Lee Clark is the answer.
All right.
I'll give you that.
Let's just have a look at this team.
Chris Scott said Jones. Scott said Jones. Joanne said Niall Quinn.
Willis. Sorry, I'm looking at the team here.
I'll tell you what, we'll answer this question. We'll go talk about the team, and then we'll come back to the quiz.
All right, okay.
I'll make a banner for it on here.
I don't. He played for Sunderland and Newcastle.
I've got it.
Hello, Clayton Edwards, by the way.
Clayton's here. Hello, Clayton. All right, mate.
Is David Algar right? Is he?
Shall I tell you who's on the bench as well? The substitutes. So on the bench, 20 Remy Matthews, 7 Chris Maguire, 13 Luke O'Nien, 16 John Sanderson, 21 Jack Diamond, 26 Carl Winchester, 35 Oliver Younger.
Well, before we wrap this up, Matthew, did you know the answer to this question or not?
Yeah.
Who is it? Sure, because Paul didn't seem to have no. Yeah, Darryl Murphy. Right, well, that was question. What question was that? That was question 11, so that's just over halfway.
I thought that was just like a bonus question you were asking in the middle while we were waiting to get going again.
No, it was part of it.
Oh shit!
Thane, Chris, David Algar, Jordan, all got it right. Joanne in the live chat says, "Great show, lads. I don't even like football, but other shows. Thank you for watching, Joanne, as always." Jason Ashman says, "Looks like O'Brien is playing on the right. Thane, anything 2006 onwards, I'm okay. Before I'm pretty crap. I mean, I was only 4 or 3 at the time of that goal being scored, but I've watched it that many times on YouTube. Hi to Clayton as well. Underrated account. Thank you a lot, mate. Joanne and Clayton talking there. Winchester not playing, or Jack Diamond. He's on the bench, Joanne. Actually, I'm going to go get some food. Yeah, catch you later, Thane, mate. Thanks for tuning in. Right. So, who's in start 11 then? I haven't had the chance to see it. It's about to come back on, isn't it? So, it is Burge, Willis, Billy Wright, Max Power, Wyke, O'Brien, Scowen, Embleton, Ledbetter, McGeady, McFadden. So is that what? McFadden left back, Power right back, Willis right centre backs, Ledbetter, Embleton.
That's what it looks like to me. Yeah, it's the typical midfield that we usually start with.
Watch it come back on. So we've got the back foot, so Wyke up front. O'Brien is a forward in some capacity. Wyke and O'Brien up front, maybe. Scowen, Embleton. Scowen, Ledbetter defensive. And then Embleton, McGeady, O'Brien and Wyke as a front 4 in some way.
Yeah. I would like to have seen a bit more, I don't know, of what we mentioned, either Embleton or Winchester or Dan Neil. There's none of that in there, but obviously, hopefully this is a strong enough team to get 3 points against Wimbledon.
Yeah, on the live chat, Charlie saying he loves Ledbetter. He does, but Ledbetter's a quality player. Clayton says what formation? I think it could be 4-2-2-2 with Scowen and Ledbetter sitting, and then between the four of them, two will be behind and two will be up front. White will be up front, I would imagine. Then O'Brien, McGeady, and Embleton in some way. Maybe Embleton and McGeady as a two, and then the two lads up front, maybe similar to what we played on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
So
what were the substitutions again there, please, Matthew?
So Remy Matthews, Chris Maguire, Luke O'Nien, Dion Sanderson, Jack Diamond, Carl Winchester, Oliver Younger.
Yeah, I would have started with Diamond as well, but yeah, we've got a good bench there. So if we are struggling, we can inject something.
That's what I think as well. It's quite a strong bench.
You notice as well, Dobson's not even in the squad as well. So there you
go.
Gutted, devastated.
AJJ says COVID test Friday afternoon, so some players may have been ruled out testing positive. I don't know. I think they would have had to self-isolate, wouldn't they? If they were, I think that would have been the case. I mean, that lineup, when I first looked at it, doesn't look too bad. Nice to see Power not in the midfield, given a chance. Right, but yeah, Charlie, our bench is mad there. We've got plenty of options. I think, Paul, you made a fair point when you said at the very least we're going to at least chuck some players from the bench on. I think in terms of going forward, there's goals in that team. McGeady, Embleton, White, O'Brien. I think Diamond's been great, but I think he's been getting maybe a little bit too much credit. Not really, maybe too much, maybe.
Really?
I think, yeah. No, all I'm saying is I think maybe there's been a slight overreaction. He's been good, but I don't know. I feel as if there's a lot of potential there, but he hasn't necessarily set the world alight. I just think there's been a slight overreaction on coming in. That's all.
Fair enough. I do disagree. I think he's been. It's so refreshing to see somebody come on that is prepared to try new things, attack with pace, which we've lacked it for so long. So I just love to see him start. But
same. But maybe him coming off the bench will be a benefit. That haircut. I don't know if he's referring to mine. It's not.
No, I think he's talking about Dan O'Neill.
Jack Diamond, yeah.
Jack Diamond.
Looks like he works in the Walter, doesn't he?
He's got a proper mullet at the back. It looks well cool.
Clayton Edwards. Well, if we were playing that, put Scowen Ledbetter just in front of the midfielders. I think he means defenders. And then Embleton, Neil in as attacking midfielders, and then Diamond and White up front for me. Yeah, that sounds good. And then either had Grant or Winchester. Yeah, is Winchester on the bench, Matthew?
Yeah.
Right, okay, so interesting to say. We might get chucked on for 10 minutes or so. Virgin goal. Good to see how kind of stand Remy Matthews.
Yeah.
I meant Scowen and Ledbetter front. Yeah, front and defenders, yeah. AJ Jason, if only Paul. Yeah, I'm fed up with that lineup, Matthew.
Yeah, I mean, O'Brien's got he's found his way in the starting 11, isn't he? I think we're going for that 4-2-2-2 again. So I think we've got a flat back four of Burge, Willis, White, Power, and McFadzean, Scowen, Ledbetter, McGeady, and Embleton, and then O'Brien and White. That's what I think.
Before I go to you, Paul, Joanne just saying I need to go do some housework. Well, thank you for tuning in and enjoy doing the housework. Clayton Edwards says Diamond is a striker. I'd love to see him up top and Embleton and Neil behind him and White. Yeah, Paul?
Yeah, so what we were talking about?
Just, are you happy with the lineup? What are your initial thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, like I say, I'm interested to see Power play it right back, see how he does, because I haven't seen that properly yet. Happy with the keeper. Nice to see Willis back. Obviously, hopefully he's fully fit and can do the job, because him alongside Bailey Wright were a brilliant partnership at one time. Hopefully they can get that back to where it should be. Midfield, we're talking about Scowen, Ledbetter, Embleton. It's nice to see Embleton on there. Scowen's a bit disappointing sometimes, but hopefully he can have a good game. Ledbetter, he should always start when he can. I don't think he's going to be able to play every game, but yeah, I'm happy with that and the two up front. If that's how the formation is, I'm happy with that as well. But like we see, we've got a fantastic bench to come on. If needed, we can use 5 of them. So yeah, I am pleased with that.
Yeah, same. Jordan says, I think news went just at half time. I think he'll come on today. Joanne says, tag me in the fashion question. I managed to slip in a fashion question, but it is Sunderland related as well. We'll start with the quiz again in just a moment, I think. Clayton says, I think you partnered with Fan TV will be perfect and work as one big team. It will be unbelievable. I think there's two separate channels. It works well.
Somebody said this before on Twitter about all of the YouTubers getting
Yeah,
together.
that would get messy.
But I think, my reply was people work really hard on the YouTube channels. People like Jam Sarni, The Mad Mistake, Michael Bowers. They're not going to, and they shouldn't want to share their channel with other channels. If they want to do like a one-off thing now and again, we'd always be happy and up for that. But yeah, there's enough channels to go around. You know, you don't have to watch them all. Just watch the ones you like to watch. So,
I mean, what I would say is just give everyone a try, and the chances are there'll be some people who you like, some people you don't like, some people who you think's class, some people who you don't like. Just as long as you watch the Red and White podcast, I think that's
fine. Yeah, definitely. You got to watch it. Jack's got his own channel. If anybody hasn't seen it yet, go over, check that out.
One Rovers folks, have a good afternoon, Joe. Well, Winchester is a backup for Grant, so don't see much of him in my opinion, says Clayton. Yeah, if we're playing this 4-2-2-2, we might see Ledbetter and Winchester holding together, where Scowen is today. AJ Jason, it's all about partnerships, plenty of options for change. Yeah, definitely. Clayton, well, I was Jamsani's first subscriber, so I've been there since his first
Flipping neck. And
since day one, he's worked so hard, deserves all of his subs. He's just worked all the time and works. He does work mental hours, to be fair. That's some claim to fame, that mind.
I know. I couldn't believe that. First subscriber. That must have been a long time ago.
I don't think I even knew he existed until he was on about 5,000-6,000.
Yeah, still here. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we up for finishing the quiz. Then we've got about 7 questions to go.
Yeah, let's get through them. Then obviously I'm gonna win them. I'm gonna get everyone right.
Right. Well, we're going right back to the days of our club starting here. Really, apparently it's. I mean, I've not heard of this before, but apparently this is a nickname that stuck with us among a lot of people outside of Sunderland. We got a nickname in the late 19th century by the founder of the Football League, William McGregor, after winning 7-2 against Aston Villa. But as I say, apparently this nickname has stuck with us over the years. They decided to call us the team of all what?
How have I not heard of that?
Never heard of that.
Neither have I, but I just thought maybe someone would know. Apparently it's a nickname that stuck with us for years.
The team of all, and then something, yeah?
The team of all what, yeah. FIFA 18 came out when he started on. EG says, would you not do more play interviews? Gives you a good chance. If that question's directed to me, AJ, I'm not too sure. I love doing player interviews. It's absolutely brilliant. It's an absolute pleasure. It's just a bit difficult to get them on. I've got Carla said what's coming on next week. There's a few more who look as if they might be coming on soon. But I would love to do what if that question's directed to me, then I would love to do as many as I can. It's just getting them on. That's a problem.
Yeah, it must be directed to you.
Yeah. Well, Paul and Matthew, have you got your answers ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, short. Matthew's got it right.
For God's sake, how did you guess that?
I remember hearing a song, and there was I remember there was a song written back in like the 80s and 90s called like Sunderland, right? And it's like Sunderland, and it's like the team of our talents. Everyone agreed. I remember that in the song, and it was the team of our talents, and then that's how I thought of it in my head.
David Algar and Jordan got that one right. AGG says current players. I think current players will be very difficult because obviously the contract with the club and there's things that they just can't say. If you're looking for current players doing interviews, the Unfiltered podcast that the official club do, Danny Collins and Frankie Francis is brilliant. I listen to every single one of them. They talk in depth quite a lot. Sometimes they say, spill a little bit of tea on what's happening in the squad at the time. Clayton saying, you lot speak very vocally. It's class. Keep it up, boys. Cheers, mate. Lorenzo Corsi. Hey, Matthew. Were your side light here? Did I sell you a flag a while back?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
David Algar. Yeah, go on. Sorry, Matthew. David Algar says, also Bank of England team. Yeah, that one as well. That was a little bit later on, I think. EJJ, if you could interview anybody, who would you interview? I'll tell you what, we'll all answer this question midway through the quiz. Paul, if you could interview anybody, who would it be?
Well, obviously, Sunderland football we're talking about.
I
I'm
think that's
assuming.
what he's going for.
If I could have anybody on the channel, I would have to go with Kevin Phillips.
Matthew?
Jermaine Defoe.
Yeah, excellent shout.
I think Defoe, but I'll tell you who I think would be a really interesting interview was Chris Coleman. I met him once at a talking, and I just thought the way he spoke was fantastic, and there'd be a lot, I think, to dig up about the club at the time. But any ex-player, but I think that would be mine, which is a bit of an unorthodox one, really. Clayton and Lorenzo having a little chat on the live chat there. We'll continue on with the quiz anyway. This is a little bit harsh for me, but I think a lot of Sunderland fans will know this one. Obviously, in 1973, Sunderland won the FA Cup final, the goal scorer being Ian Porterfield. In what minute was the goal scored?
Oh, Christ,
and with the last one, we'll go with whoever gets closer.
I'm sure I did know this one.
Charlie says Ricky Lambert will be for him.
I could be wrong, but we'll just go with this one. Right, you ready, mate?
Yep.
Let's do it.
3, 2, 1, short. Matthew's close with 38. It was in the 30th minute.
See, I've got no idea of her.
Oh, Matthew running away with it. It's currently 8-2.
At least I got two. Honestly, I'm glad with that.
In what area of Sunderland was our first ground?
What area?
Ground that we played at. In what area of Sunderland?
Wait, me and you spoke about this, didn't we? And
we did actually.
And you've changed. You sure definitely know the answer?
No, I confirm because I said at the time I think it was this one, but I had a look and confirmed.
You're 100% sure, yeah?
100% sure I know where it is. Who's your favourite Sunderland player and currently and past? For me, Gooch at the moment, all time probably have to be Jermaine Defoe.
Hang on a minute, wait. So, do you talk about the area of Sunderland?
The area of Sunderland, yes.
The area.
Such as Silksworth.
Oh, I can't believe you said that. So it's not that then, right?
All right, is that what you said?
That's what I put.
Saying he's a losing, Paul, by a landslide. We'll see if you can get back in there. Go on.
Right, I'll put something else down. Christ.
It's either two.
Oh, you should know this, man.
I should do, but I don't.
AJ's his favourite manager and why?
No, it's not there.
I've not had many great ones in my time. I quite like Coleman, to be honest. I don't know if it's my favourite because he did relegate us, but I quite like Coleman. I thought Coleman was quite underrated.
Nice.
Yeah. I'll tell my advice. You slipped me mind there. He's both got an answer.
I have, yeah.
And sure. Matthew's got it right with Hendon.
Jesus. I was going to put Hendon as well.
I was going to put Hendon on Monkway.
Housefield and Hendon. David Argo said Monk Weymouth. We've had about 4 grounds in Monk Weymouth. I think Monk Weymouth was the second area with Sunderland we played in. So Matthew, I think it's now 9-2, I believe. Yeah, come on, Paul.
I could have predicted this anyway.
I think you might be out of this. Okay. What was the score of our largest competitive win? And it was against Stanley Star, and as that's the Stanley, as in that's only up the road from Sunderland.
Right. So you want the actual score line?
Yeah, our largest competitive win.
Was it at home? Was it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Hang on a minute. Are you sure? What year was this?
Years and years ago.
I'm just going to take a guess, mate.
Right, Matthew, you got an answer?
Hang on, I'm not too sure about that because I always thought our biggest win was against a certain other team.
Give him a couple of seconds. Give him a couple of seconds while he googles it. Yeah.
No, I'm writing it down.
Jordan says no idea. One Rovers vlog says 15-0.
50.
Yeah.
Ready? I'm ready.
Right, we'll have it shown. Incorrect. It was 12-1.
Jesus.
Oh, who was that? Because I remember hearing our biggest victory was against Newcastle at 9-1.
Our biggest victory against Newcastle.
Oh no! I swear I've seen in like a history book somewhere. It goes The Sunderland
Is
AFC's
that
big.
not maybe biggest league win? Because this was in the cup. It was in the Durham and Northumberland County Cup or something like that.
Maybe.
Yeah, no one got the right on the live chat.
I've never heard of that ever in my life, but there you go.
Paul, the one for you here. Who
Oh.
scored the first ever goal at the Stadium of Light?
Oh shit! I did actually know this one. Oh
Clayton,
god!
I think that might have been our highest league win, 9-1. I think.
At the Stadium of Light, we're talking, yeah.
First ever goal at the Stadium of Light. Come on, Paul. Oh, wait. There's only a few people who it could be.
I can't remember. Oh my god! It's doing my freaking nut in.
Matthew, you got an answer here?
Yeah.
I was at the game. Ajax. Status Quo landed in a helicopter on the pitch. Actually, I can remember all that.
Outside of Sunderland, who's your favourite English and Scottish club? Says AJJ. Probably Liverpool for me in England. I don't really watch much of the football in Sunderland. Scotland, no one really.
I've got no idea. I can't remember.
Just stick a player of that era down, Paul. Have you got one?
No, not yet.
Come on. It's fairly obvious.
Is it?
Yeah. It's not like a defender or anything.
Right, okay, then. I'm just going to go with... I've probably spelled it wrong.
And
Right.
sure. Niall Quinn, Matthew, you're right.
Ah, shit.
You know, Kevin Ball scored and then the referee ruled it out, didn't he?
Yeah, I was going to put Kevin Ball first of all, but I remembered that one, but I couldn't remember who actually got the first goal.
Yeah, Niall Quinn.
Oh, well.
Okay. The fashion question, which is special requested by Joanne Punchin. I managed to make it Sunderland related. So, you what?
So I seen Ajax was 0-0. Just shows you, didn't it? So it must have been league game.
No,
It was the first ever goal at the Stadium of Light.
We beat Ajax 3-0. Then the first ever official home game was against Man City, wasn't it? And Niall Quinn scored first goal in the Ajax game, and he also scored in the Man City game as well.
I don't know who it was against, but I know it was Niall Quinn scored the first goal.
I was there, but I told you my memory's terrible.
So, the fashion question, as special request by Joanne Punchin, who I believe left the live stream a little while ago to do some housework. Which current Sunderland player owns the fashion brand Fujati?
Fujati.
Fujati. Fugati. Matthew, straight on that one.
Fugati.
Fujati, whatever you want to call it. Same thing.
Right. Current Sunderland player. He plays in the current team, yeah?
Yeah. Played this season.
Right.
I'll give you a clue. He's absolutely rubbish.
All right.
Doesn't really narrow it down.
Yeah, I've got. It must be then.
You got one?
Yeah.
Sure. No, Dobson. It was Danny Graham.
Oh well.
It's now 11-2 to Matthew. Clayton doesn't have a clue. Charlie says, Gooch, AJJ, if you had the choice, would you stand or sit in a ground or stand every day for me?
Oh God, can you won't be able to remember that, will you?
I've stood on a terrace a few times before. Fleetwood, Stanley, a few other ones.
Honestly, at Roker Park when we scored, it was unbelievable. I was only a kid. I used to get like lifted off the ground and like I'd end up at the opposite side of the stand. You know what I mean? My brother's trainer came off once, got chucked around the stadium. It was unbelievably mental. Loved it. I would always stand at a game if I could.
Yeah, this one is a bit of a different one, but current SCFC commentator Frankie Francis is part of a band that had a song that reached number 32 in the charts. Also happened to feature in one of the In-Betweeners movies. What is the name of his band?
Jesus. No idea. I've put a guess down though. Could be right. You never know.
I love how you're guessing this one, as opposed to ones where it's almost been multiple choice. Which current League One club? You could have put any of the other 23. Matthew, you ready? And sure. Cheeky girls. Frankie and the Heartstrings. Matthew's got it right.
No idea.
Start a campaign to stand. There's been plenty of petitions over the years to get safe standing in. Yeah, Clayton, Frankie and the Heartstrings. AJJ says start a camp. Oh yeah, I already read that one. Chopper SFC says I remember being in the terraces for Morecambe with the pizza trophy and Accrington twice. Yeah. Okay, we have 2 more questions. Now, this one, to anyone who listens to my podcast and has listened to the Danny Collins one in particular, should know this. So, former Sunderland player, Danny Collins, was a striker until a certain point in his career, until he got loaned out to a certain club that converted him to a centre-back. But which club was it? This one exposes who actually watches my stuff and who doesn't.
Or who remembers? Yeah.
Who remembers one comment in an interview?
Yeah. I can't even remember who he played for before us, to be honest.
You'll either know it or you won't, I think, with this one.
Yeah, I'm just going to put a random team down because I've got no idea who he played for. I think it was a lower league team. I'll just try that. Right, go for it.
Yeah, sure. Neither. It was Vauxhall Motors FC.
Oh yeah, I remember now. I remember him saying that.
Yeah.
I remember him saying that. No, I do. Yeah.
Okay, final question.
Thanks, David. Thank you.
It's already been decided. Question 20. Who's going to win this one? But for everyone in the live chat as well, Ron Rosevog saying Wrexham. Which fans did the current Sunderland player Carl Winchester upset by moving to Forest Green Rovers? Clayton Edwards saying it was a car company. Yeah, I'll give you that one.
I don't know which team it is. I'm just spelling it wrong.
Are you thinking you know this one, Paul?
Nah.
Don't dare look, but the live chat's got it.
I'm not going to cheat. There's no point. Right, I'm ready.
Right, 3, 2, 1, sure. Forest scored. No, it was Cheltenham. Forest Green Rovers rivals. So the scores on the doors are Matthew lead 13. Paul 2.
It's close.
Everyone in the live chat, let us know what you got out of 20 as well.
They're gonna
see what your answers will be.
They're gonna lie. They're gonna say they got.
Yeah, everyone's gonna make it. I don't know if Jordan's still here. Jordan was answering them all at the start. I think he might have popped off at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I think we were expecting the quiz to take us up to about. I mean, it's about 12:30 now, which we were going to say we're going to wrap it up around 12:30, 1:45. If anyone on the live chat has got anything they want us to discuss, we will, of course. Have a look at other things we can talk about. January transfers, lads. Anyone else who you want to see us bring in before the window ends, or any positions rather than when it's strengthening?
Yeah, I'll talk about positions. I'm not good with looking for players, and I don't watch a lot of other teams play. So, I would like to see a striker that can come in and strike. That would be excellent. Maybe a bit more cover at left back. Well, obviously, I don't know. Creative midfielder, definitely another one of them, and maybe get rid of Matthews and get another keeper in. That would be great.
Not a striker, no.
That's what I said first. Yeah, a striker that can strike. That to me, that's the most important thing. That's what we're lacking. If like I said earlier, if it wasn't for Wyke, we'd be knackered now. So we need to get somebody in with probably somebody like, I don't know. They don't have to be tall. Somebody fast. Somebody quite energetic.
Something different.
Yeah, somebody like like Defoe when he was 20. That would be fantastic.
I mean, unfortunately, I think that might be a bit difficult. But Matthew?
I'd say only probably a winger and a striker. That's all I think. I just want to say as well, Jordan got 13 out of 20 as well, same as me. So we're going to have to do a little quiz competition in the next few weeks.
Oh, look. Acacia Cameron Jude got 3. She
three. So even Acacia supports Sheffield United as well as Sunderland, and she got more than you.
Well, she deserves it. Well done, girl. Well done.
Yeah, for getting one more than you. I was just going to say, I think we just need someone who can create chances, to be honest. I think White will score goals if we get chances. So I think he's proven that so far this season.
How's Charlie got 15 out of 20 and he's a Bristol Rovers?
Yeah, and I was about to read them out. Jason Ashman saying he got 11. Charlie got 15. He's a Bristol Rovers fan. So Charlie's winning.
I think Charlie should become a Sunderland supporter.
Yeah, I think maybe get Charlie on here. He clearly knows a lot about our club.
Yeah.
When we play Bristol Rovers later on in the season.
Yeah. Chris, Chopper SFC says, I only turned up a minute ago, so got 1 out of 1 undefeated. Clayton saying, why not start at 1:45, because that's when the Fan TV live stream starts. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Maybe see if we can get a 1:45 if we can. Acacia, getting 3. Clayton, I really want Thomas Hawley from Ipswich. He's like 6'9" and a goalkeeper. I don't think we need a goalkeeper, mate. I think as long as Burge doesn't get injured till the end of the season, which I think is probably a fair thing to ask for, I don't think we need him. I just think as long as we don't have to play Matthews. Creighton saying he would have Semenyo back on loan. Yeah, same. I think he's played for Bristol City quite a lot this season. So I mean, I would have Semenyo back. I feel as if we could just do with a player like that, to be honest with you, Pierce going forward.
Yeah, I did like him as well.
I can actually show people's comments. I think, look, if I press show, look, that's pretty.
That is fantastic. Wait, can I do it as well?
Yeah.
David Argos, 5 out of 10. Oh yeah, it works.
Hey, excellent.
Casey said join the show a bit later. Well, there was 20 questions for Casey. You set out 20, didn't you? One Rovers vlog saying that's what Joe said. I should be a Sunderland fan. Why not? Maybe we'll get you on the show. When do we play Bristol Rovers? Do you know what, Charlie? When we play
Charlie will know. He knows everything.
Yeah, he knows everything about our club.
Yeah.
I guess other ES class out who needs. Whoa! I've clicked on that. Who needs Conrad Lee? Well, we'll put that on there, and we might just leave it for a little while.
Should we take a screenshot?
Yeah.
Screenshot.
I'll do it now. There we go. Screenshot. And that's going straight to Conrad. He doesn't have a good. Clayton says 27th of March is when we're playing them. This is brilliant. This John says Lee Johnson's Red and White Army. Absolutely, mate. Speaking of Lee Johnson, how have we all assessed his performance so far? I know it's still early days, Paul.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with it. Obviously, he's had a lot. He hasn't had it easy going really in terms of this COVID thing disrupting things. Our game's been suspended and whatnot, and it's obviously would have affected the training on the pitch, training as well. So I can't complain, to be honest with you. I'm happy that he's getting Winchester, and even though, like I said, I haven't seen him play, I've heard a lot of good things about him. If he gets a few more good signings and we play anywhere near like we did against Lincoln City, then I think we'll have a good season. I'm still going for automatic promotion. I believe we can get at least second place here if we have a good finish to the season. Well, I don't know, it sounds like the season's almost over, but if we start now and play well for the rest of the season, we can easily get second place. But if not, feeling that we will win the playoffs. We are going to get promoted this season. You can screenshot that.
Well, it would have to be screen record, Paul.
Well, yeah, go on, correct us. Screen record it.
Matthew, I know it's early days, but so far, Lee Johnson, are you happy with what you've seen so far?
Yeah, I mean, I've said it before, he speaks very well. But, we don't want a manager who speaks well we do, but we want to see someone who's going to, get the team in a good bit of form. Obviously, he's had loads of stuff to deal with. He had the positive COVID tests. He's had a lot to deal with, but he's dealt with it quite well. I think the players have taken to him quite well as well. So yeah, I think today will be a big game to see how the players perform again. I think they're playing a new system today. So yeah, I just wish him all the best. Really, I hope he does. I hope he does really well.
Yeah, Chopper on the live chat saying not counting the first game, I think he's doing okay. The draw with Wimbledon, I was happy with, given the circumstances. Hopefully 2 or 3 more signings and we win the playoffs. I think we're looking at playoffs. Paul, I cannot see us getting top 10. I think we're going to have to go on a mad winning streak to catch them up.
Well, you've got to be optimistic in this world, especially being a Sunderland fan.
Yeah, but if being a Sunderland fan's taught us anything in this world, it's to not be optimistic.
Well, if you're not optimistic, that means you're pessimistic. And that means like life's even shitter than it has to be. So just be optimistic and believe. You've got to believe. Keep things like we see all the time. Keep the faith. Until we die. Just believe, mate. And if you believe, it will happen. Send it out in the universe.
Yes. Well, you're the old experienced head here, Paul. So we'll have to. When it comes to life advice, I have to go with you. Clayton does he have the same accent as you, Matthew? He sounds familiar.
Who, Lee Johnson?
He's from your neck of the woods, isn't he?
He's
Really.
from Suffolk, and that's about 51 miles away from me. So, I mean, if you want to, the South is one place. I mean, pretty much he does sort of have the same accent as me, because everyone in the South has the same accent anyway. So
yeah, it's if you live south of, let's say, Burton, basically live in one area, really, don't you?
Yeah, exactly.
We were having this conversation last night, weren't we, about accents, and well, I think I was just more picking up on everything Matthew was saying, and exaggerating
everything I say differently.
Yeah, Clayton says we're bang average squad at best, in my opinion. I think the squad isn't a side that you look at and go, they're definitely gonna win the league or definitely gonna get automatic. I think this squad is probably a playoff standard at best, I would say. If anyone's got anything to say to that.
Yeah, we've got somebody else on that I've never seen leave a comment yet. Colin Major, welcome to the chat.
Yes, Colin, hello. We definitely need a striker. The ones we have can't strike a matchstick. I think that's a bit disingenuous. I mean, Wyke, 7 goals in 17 games, returns to his brace at Lincoln away. I think he's proven that if he does get enough chances, he will score goals. By no means is he the best striker. You know, there's better ones in the league, of course, but I think Wyke's proven that if you do get chances from him, he will score. Certainly more than Will Grick anyway. Clayton says the league team results don't lie. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Chris, why do I keep saying Chris? Trotters FC says, don't expect much being a Sunderland fan. Come for the coach, right? Stay for the football. I think there's quite a few fans who don't do that, to be honest. Just go for the day out.
Yeah, I mean, the most important thing is that you enjoy. I mean, I've been to games that we've been beaten and I've enjoyed it just because of the crack with the lads. And, you know, what's the worst thing is when you get beat and you play terrible. Like, especially, I mean, for the lads that travel up and down the country all the time, you know, it must be so depressing sometimes. But it's part of Sunderland. You know what I mean? It's part of being a Sunderland supporter, and we just have to crack on. If you don't like it, then you know you can go and support Manchester United or something. Even they're not doing amazing, like. But
they're top of the league, aren't they?
They're top of the league now, are they?
I think so. I don't really follow the Premier League, but
I don't either.
Seeing everyone going on about it on Instagram and that's saying that Man United were top of the league.
Oh well, they are doing well then. Yeah, I'll show you how much I know about the Premiership.
Yeah, I don't really watch it either, to be fair. If anyone else has got anything to say in the live chat before we wrap things up, I think if we can try get to about 22, that'll be a few more minutes, and then people can go over and watch SAFC Fan TV's live stream as well. I'm sure there'll be plenty of people who will be watching that. If anyone else has got anything to say, but apart from that, lads, have you got anything else you want to talk about before we wrap things up?
Anything, Matthew?
No, just apart from thanks everyone for watching and taking part.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
I want to say thanks to everybody watching. We've still got 22 people in here at the minute, so I appreciate every single one of you that's come in. It's made it enjoyable for us as well. It's nice to get feedback from everybody because generally, you know, on Twitter it gets missed, I think. So when you're on here, we can read your comments properly. So yeah, really,
definitely. Sometimes I just forget. Sometimes I just forget to respond to the comments. Like,
yeah.
But no, it's been a very enjoyable live stream. I'll definitely do it again next Saturday or maybe even Tuesday night. Paul, I know you might be working, but I think me and Matthew should be available to come in.
What's that, Tuesday, did you say?
Yeah, we've got a game on Tuesday night, Plymouth, and then we've got Saturday, haven't we? Saturday, who are we playing? 3 o'clock kick-off next Saturday. Got someone.
Tuesday, I am off work, so yeah, we could do Tuesday night as well.
Yeah, start about 5, half 5 maybe. They were at something. Really on the chat saying Paul as a point about playing bad. I remember linking away. Yeah, that was a terrible performance. Yeah,
definitely. Also, if any of you watching this would like to get involved with the channel, you can send your reactions after the game to Jack Dodds. He will put a little compilation video together, and it just has to be like a minute long, just saying what you thought of the game, man of the match. Just yeah, just general thoughts, and he will get you on the channel. So if you want to do that, get in touch with him on Twitter. Jack Dodds at Jack Dodds 15, is it?
SF Jack Dodds SFC is my Twitter. But
Right.
the fans react page on Twitter. Anyone we've got a little WhatsApp group, and that's where you put your reactions in. So if anyone watching this does want to send a reaction in, can be however long you want. It can be 20 seconds if you want. It can be 5 minutes. We upload a compilation of them after every game, and that goes up on the Saturday night after the game as quick as we can get them up. So if anyone does want to get involved with the channel, just get in touch with myself. All three of us on Twitter, or the fans react Twitter page, Instagram as well. If you want on Bristol Rovers, is that in March?
We're getting Charlie.
We'll get Charlie on there. Yeah, if you want on Twitter, Instagram as well. I'm sure we'll get back to you if we can. David says O'Brien to score today. Yeah, maybe. Oh, I clicked on Jordan's comment there. But yeah, Jordan saying White, McGeady, and Winchester to score today, lads. Wait, 3 goals. That was looking rather optimistic for Sunderland. I think if we score more than 1 goal, we've done well. We'll send you my reaction, Jack. Cheers, mate. If you just message us on Twitter, I'll sort you out into the WhatsApp group chat, and then you can send your reactions in there. I think we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thanks again. Thanks for hosting it as well, Jack. Did a brilliant quiz. Even though it was crap with the quiz. Yeah, no, I really do appreciate it. Next time we'll do Formula 1 questions, and I might beat Matthew on that one.
Well, maybe you can start your own Formula 1 fan channel instead.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Clinton Everton, keep up, lads. Thanks a lot, mate. But yeah, I think we'll leave it there. So a big thank you to Matthew and Paul for coming on as well. Hopefully we'll be doing these live streams before some games. We're looking to get other people on as well. So just chuck us a message if you would like to get on, as well as sending your reaction in if you would like to, as we've just mentioned. The fan reactions will be up tonight, some point after the game. I'll try and get them up for 5 o'clock, something like that, if I can, with being an early kickoff. As soon as I get enough to make a video, I'll put them up. Thanks to everyone for watching as well. Clayton would say, don't drop me in at the Conrad, mate. I've already got the screenshot. As soon as this live stream ends, I'll be straight on the phone to Conrad. So yeah, thanks to everyone for watching as well. David Algar, enjoy the match too. Hopefully we get a good result. Should we do a prediction before we go? Yeah,
I've gone for 3-1 to Sunderland. Definitely.
3 goals.
Definitely, mate. I've said it's going to be McGeady. I said Winchester's going to get the 3rd one, so he's going to have to come on at half time. Who else did I say? I think I said Wyke. Yeah, McGeady, Wyke, and Winchester is going to score our 3 goals.
Right, Matthew.
2-1 to Sunderland, and it's going to be McGeady. McGeady's going to cut in and he's going to score a screamer with his left foot.
What minute?
What minute? 24th minute. And then AFC Wimbledon are going to equalise just before half time, and we're all going to be screaming on Twitter. And then in the 76th minute, a cross is going to come in, and Charlie Wyke is going to do a Narquin-esque header into the top corner. We're going to win the game 2-1.
Nice on Kirill. I think he's on about Kirill Dreyfus there. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win. I kind of taste keeping the clean sheet, but I think Wimbledon tend to concede quite a lot of goals. Hopefully we'll look to exploit their day, but I think that's where we'll leave it there. SFC Fan TV will be starting their live stream in just a few minutes. If you want to get over there and watch them as well. As I say, thanks to everyone for watching. We'll see you in another game, and we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.